Now, as horrific as this killing was, the fact is it could have been worse. That in itself is a terrible thought. That 26 people could have been even more. One of the reasons it was not more was the heroism of one of the individuals standing with me right now, Johnnie Langendorff. He chased the killer down in his truck to the county nearby. Johnnie joins me right now with his girlfriend, Summer Caddell. Thank you both so much for being with us. Johnnie, you know, the church is behind us. I understand you were driving by in your truck on the street, just one street past. Tell me what happened.
I pulled up to the intersection. I just left the VP station, pulled up to the intersection, as I normally do, going back to her house. And right whenever I had pulled up, I saw the shooter coming out about where the cars were parked and the other gentleman coming from across the street. Both had weapons drawn, and in a matter of half a second, there was exchange of gunfire. It lasted just a few seconds, and the shooter got in his vehicle and took off, and the gentleman with the rifle came across the street, opened my door, and said he just shot up the church, and we got to chase him. And I said, let's go. And so then we didn't even stop at this intersection. We just buzzed right on through, and it got pretty fast. We were doing about 95, going down 539 to keep up with him and let dispatch know where he was going, because I didn't know if anyone had a clue or not of which direction he had gone. I know that all the police were coming to the church to help, but you know, I wanted to pursue him to make sure he got caught.
How long was this chase?
It was about 10 or 12 minutes long.
How did it end?
It ended with him wrecking his vehicle into a bar ditch.
And did you then walk up to the vehicle?
No, sir. No, sir. I stayed on the pavement. The other gentleman got out immediately, drew his rifle on him, and he was telling him to get out, and the shooter never got out. But we barricaded behind my truck until police showed up, and I directed traffic to stop in case there was gunfire. But until police showed up, it was pretty much at a standstill.
Did you see the killer get shot in that exchange of gunfire that happened right here behind us?
No, sir. I didn't particularly see anybody get shot. They were just shooting at each other. I can't verify any hits.
So, you saw two men shooting at each other.
Yes, sir.
The other hero tells you that this killer just shot up a church. He drives off. He tells you to chase him. You tell me, you say, let's go.
Yeah.
Did you have any second thoughts? What was running through your head right then?
Nothing. Get him.
Why?
Because that's what you do. You chase the bad guy.
Summer, your boyfriend, just helped, you know, bring down a man who killed 26 people. What do you think of that?
I think it's awesome. I didn't pick a better person to do that. Right place, the wrong time, technically, but he did an amazing job.
Do you think he had it in him? Did you think he had it in him?
Of course. I always believe in him.
Does it worry you at all?
I wasn't worried until later, all the news stories and everything else coming out, and I wasn't hearing from him for a while, so I did get worried.
Johnnie, the other guy, anything you can tell us about him?
You know, he's very much a hero. He acted quicker than he could think as well. He did absolutely the right thing, which was try and take him down on the scene. You know, from what I know, he was just taking a nap and heard the gunshots and reacted.
What kind of gun did he have?
He had an AR-15.
So they both the killer and the individual you drove had AR-15s.
The killer, from what I heard, had a pistol during the firefight.
Right.
Which is the main part that I saw.
And then the guy with you, the other hero, had his own.
Yes, he had his own AR-15. Yes, sir. And he came out. He was barefooted.
He was barefoot.
Yes. Yeah, he had no shoes on or nothing, but he was ready to act. And the moment police got there and everything, you know, he did all the right things.
Grabbed his gun before he grabbed his shoes.
Yes.
Which tells you something about the mindset of the other hero involved in this. You said the chase was 12 to 15 minutes long, going 95 down these country roads. What was going through your head as this was going on?
Not a lot. I like to drive, and so if I can get away with driving fast, well, you know, and I had to catch the guy. I had to make sure he was caught. And at one point, the gentleman riding with me said, "You may have to use your truck to get him off the road." And there was no hesitation. It was do everything necessary to make sure that this guy stopped.
Did you have a chance to have a conversation with the other hero in the car?
Not much, no sir. Police showed up, and after everything was taken care of, after the man was confirmed dead, they pretty much separated us. Everybody had questions and so much going on that, no sir, we didn't really get to talk.
Did you know? He said he shot up the church. Did you know there were 26 people, including a dozen children killed?
No sir.
Summer, you live here. You live nearby. Do you know people who were inside that church?
Family of friends. And, it's a small town. Everybody knows each other for the most part. So there's ties everywhere.
How you doing? I mean, how is the town doing this morning?
They've really come together, and that's awesome. There's a lot of love around here.
They're going to need
Yes.
the love. And how are you doing? Look, I know that you were driven by the desire to do good. I know you reacted on instincts, and man, you've got some good instincts right now. But it's got to be a shock after something like that's over to know the risk you were in. So how do you feel this morning?
I'm thankful and very grateful. I hope that everyone affected is able to rest a little better, knowing that this guy, he'll never breathe again. And it doesn't serve it justice completely, but he won't hurt anyone else ever. And I was thankful that once it was all said and done, that I got to hold her in my arms again, and that I got to go home with her.
That's an amazing feeling, especially when you know that so many people who are inside that church, or know people inside that church, will never be able to hold their loved ones again.
Yes, sir.
But again, as you said, some measure of peace and finality that you helped provide. What do you think would have happened? How far would he have been able to get? Do you think he might have been able to kill more had you not been there?
That is kind of an unanswerable question, because who knows? They said that his vehicle was completely filled with more firearms and everything, so he was he obviously had a lot going on, and it was put to a stop, and that's what matters.
You guys gonna go to church this Sunday in town here?
Probably.
Absolutely.
All right, Johnny, Summer, look, thank you both so much. Thank you for bringing us Johnny. Johnny, thank you for what you did. I think you're an example of quick thinking and bravery, something not everyone would do.
Well, I just did what I thought was right.
Thanks so much. It's Johnny, Summer, thank you very, very much. Poppy, you hear Johnny explain it. He sees a shootout. His first thought is, let's go. What
Not
can you
a
say
hesitation, right?
about something like that?
You just do
Without
what's right.
hesitation.
You go get the bad guys. Let's go. An American hero. John, thank you. We'll get back to you in just a few minutes. That was extraordinary to hear from him. We are